peaceful night. There's so much great things happening right now. If you could just tap in and get in tune, all the old stuff we was chasing for pleasure, for happiness, because we was lost, had a void that we didn't know how to nurture. And a lot of us are still out there chasing that same old pleasure day after day, thinking that something different's gonna come. But it's not. That's talking from experience. That tried every way, that rinsed everything. Anything I done, I overused it. Always maximize it. But I'm grateful for all the mistakes that I made and everything that I done, because it's led me to this, to a level of understanding that I never had before. So when I first felt the feeling of separation, the separation from my ego, my full sense of who I believed I was, when I first had that separation, I realized that if I have this, and if I was that lost, thinking I was that means that every other single person in the world is in that same mix that I was in. How can I hate them then? Because I didn't know what I was doing. When you have that realization, that's what makes it easier to forgive. Because you know yourself. You see how lost you was. You see how deeply attached you was to this false character. And then you feel joy that you've finally realized this. But then you feel sadness to know that everybody else that you thought you knew, that you had connections with when you was asleep, is now they're going through this, and you know how much suffering it took for you to get to this understanding. That you know there's no way of telling these people or showing them. They have to find it for themselves. So, for me, the life that I've led and that I've come through, it's only right for me, with my understanding, to share my knowledge and my perspective, because I've been given a message to do that. I had that before, but that's all gone. So just know, people, you are all great. And that ain't no cliche, no. That's real. You are a great, eternal, spiritual being that is lost in an illusion, in a matrix, and you're chasing things that's not real. And you're manifesting, you're bringing these things to your life. Because everything is just energy. This thing, like anything, I'm energy. But because we're in this third dimension, we all manifest our own image that is an expression of our energy. That's down to a tree, that's down to anything, an animal, plants. So that energy that's inside is running through every single living thing in this reality. And that is the energy. That energy is connected. There's no separation in that energy. There's a separate. It seems like we're separated in this illusion, but there is no separation. That's the illusion. And that energy is what we call God, Allah, all the different names that we've come up with. It's an energy force that is within man, within every living thing. And until you know that you are God, you're always going to be a slave. So anyway, this is me coming back. I did start doing my little video thing before, and I fell off due to fear, self-doubt. But the spirit of truth doesn't operate in fear. Because the energy that's within me can never be taken, can never be killed, can never be destroyed. So my truth will always live. This truth, the real truth, reality. Everything is truth. Except they've changed your perception of how you see truth. Deceived. They deceived your perception of reality. How you see things, how you perceive things. When you overcome this, you realize that all the signs, everything was right in front of you the whole time. Everything you need. We're guided constantly. We just don't see it because we're trapped in that false persona, that false ego, chasing worldly things that we think that is greater than us, that gives us status, that makes us something. Because of our lack of self-love, lack of self-acceptance, and because we don't know who we are. Because we're in the early stages of this whole thing called life, reality, this journey that we're on. We're in an early stage. It's early stages, man. And there's so much more to come. For me, it's exciting, exhilarating, because I know the truth. I no longer believe. I was always researching. I always knew things within, but I had a lot of self-doubt, which was programmed over the years. But I still knew. I still was I still was very rebellious and against a lot of stuff. I didn't get pulled in by a lot of things that other people did. But obviously I realized as time's gone on now, how many veils I did have over the years as I reflect and go back. But that's what this reality is all about. It's all about evolution, evolving, growing, learning, changing for the better. That's my path anyway. Some people out here have got a different path, and that is what it is. Don't waste your energy trying to change them. You want to make a change to this reality, all you can do is change self. That's it. But I'm back, so stay tuned, man. It's going to be an interesting journey. Peace and love, people. Love and light.